BBC Coventry and Warwickshire, and it's time now to crank up our spotlight. And normally the spotlight lights up parts of Coventry and Warwickshire that might not ordinarily be reached, so we get a chance to celebrate everywhere. But during the course of the summer, we've been nipping off to the British seaside, which of course is so beautiful. We've been to Blackpool, we've been to Weston-super-Mare. This week, though, as we near the end of the holidays, we've had to put our foot on the gas pedal a little bit. So we're going to all points of the compass. We've been north to Scarborough on Monday. Yesterday we went east to Skegness. Today we're going south. Or southwest, I suppose. And we're going to be visiting beautiful Devon. And to tell us a bit more about it is Carolyn Custerson, who is the chair of Visit Devon. Hello, Carolyn.
Good afternoon, Vic. Thank you for inviting me to come on and talk about beautiful Devon.
That is my pleasure. Well, it makes sense because we've talked about it a lot this week. We were talking to Mary on Monday. She's lovely, Mary, in Tarlehill. I don't suppose you know her.
I don't know personally.
That's a shame. That's a shame. She's coming down to Dawlish at the end of this week, and she said that Dawlish is as close to heaven as you can get. If you want to go to heaven, go to Devon. That's what Mary said. She won't go to Cyprus because it give her gallstones. You won't get that in Devon, though, will you?
No, not at all. And I think, a lot of people don't realise, but Devon's actually the biggest county in England.
Is it?
Yes. There's a fact for your listeners.
Goodness.
And I think what's one of the greatest things about it is the diversity. So you've got your listener there who's heading for Dawlish, which is on the south coast. And then you've got all this wonderful coastline, hundreds of miles of coastline. And then in the middle, we have two national parks. Dartmoor National Park, famous for the little brown ponies, and Exmoor National Park, and then sort of two big cities as well, Exeter and Plymouth. And then when you've got sort of the English Riviera alongside Dawlish with Torquay, Paignton and Brixham, and then in the north you've got Ilfracombe and major resorts like Woolacombe, which is famous for its surfing. So the diversity in one county is incredible, and it's one of the reasons I moved here from the southeast some 20 years ago.
Oh, right, so you're an interloper. Do they call them grockles?
Well, I'm an inbred. Well, I don't know when I'll be formally accepted. They say it's about 50 years, so I've got a little way to go yet. But
Lord.
For me, Devon is now home, and it's been a place I've brought my two daughters up, and it's been fantastic. The outdoor environment, I think, is what makes it very special. The quality of the air, just taking bracing sea walks. And Visit Devon is the sort of regional tourism partnership that works with all the places I mentioned earlier. And we've launched a website, visitdevon.com, where people can browse or go onto the Visit Devon Facebook page to find out all what there is to see and do year-round. I think that's the big thing. I mean, we have a lot of visitors come not just through the summer, but through the spring, autumn, winter as well.
It is stunning. Like you say, it's huge. I mean, we didn't realise how big it was. We came down to South Devon to get married, actually.
Oh, right.
And when we were driving down, we said, oh, yeah, here's the signs, we're in Devon. And then carried on and carried on and carried on. Flipping heck, when are we going to get there?
It can take you 3 hours to drive from south to north.
Wow.
And when I worked for a big organisation from the southeast and I was based in Plymouth, they used to say, can you please just pop up to Ilfracombe, which was wonderful because working in the southeast, I'd have spent a lot of time on the M25. Down here, you're driving across Dartmoor and Exmoor to Ilfracombe. What a great way to spend your working life. But it did take 3 hours. So things go at a more leisurely pace. And we've got the M5 that goes right down the middle. We've got fantastic direct train links from your neck of the woods through from Birmingham, Bristol, Exeter and Plymouth. And so the road and rail network from Coventry and the roundabouts is brilliant. But once you're here, you need to all chill out a bit, because that's what we do living in Devon.
Well, you do end up sort of falling sideways.
Yes,
pretty
you
much
will get stuck behind tractors, and you will get stuck behind flocks of sheep, and you have to learn to go in a lower gear for a few days. But that does your blood pressure good.
I think it probably does. Listen, you're selling it to us. I mean, does Devon need much selling?
I think, to be honest, since everybody started hopping on a plane to the rest of the world, I think every destination needs selling. I think what we're seeing this year, which is fantastic. I think after the Olympics and everybody's feeling so British and so patriotic, but the number of staycation stays, people choosing to holiday at home, has gone through the roof this year. And I think, people are going through quite a hard up time. There has been a big downturn in the economy. People are worried about losing their jobs. And, flights for a family of 4 are a lot of money. And you can come down here and have, great value, great quality, and enjoy your own country. And I don't think any of us do enough of that, is actually exploring our own country.
Well, I tell you what, you won't end up with gallstones either.
No.
Like poor Mary did.
No, and the hospital service is very good should you need it.
That's very true. That's very true. If you could choose anywhere in Devon as your favourite, Carolyn, what would you choose?
Do you know, I'm going to have to say my hometown.
Which is?
Kingsbridge.
Oh, right.
It's right down in southern Devon. I fell in love with it 25 years ago. It's it's between Totnes and Salcombe, on the southern edge of Dartmoor. And as a family, we've been spoilt with spending barbecues on the beach, watching the sun go down, canoeing on the estuary, and it's just England at its best. And I think, for me, so when you've lived in a place for 20 years, you do, tend to get, close to it, don't you? But for me, it would be Kingsbridge and an area called the South Hams.
Yes, it is beautiful. That's where we went.
Where did you go?
Burr Island.
So you actually got married on Burr Island?
We stayed there and we nipped off to Totnes because there's only 4 of us, and then went back again.
Well,
yeah,
that is incredibly special. And of course, Burr Island was one of the locations for one of the books inspired by Agatha Christie, because Agatha Christie was born here in Torquay, so she's the world's greatest crime writer. So we have 25 books that were inspired. She was inspired to write across the whole of South Devon, and of course, Evil Under the Sun was written on Burr Island.
It was. It's still, this is you are selling it so well. This is brilliant. I don't need to ever go abroad again.
I wouldn't. I just think all the time, and if the weather's been kind to us this year, and what the sunshine has done, it's given people the confidence to book a UK holiday and to come down to Devon. And what we've seen is that 70% of people are now booking online, up to sort of 3 months in advance. And this, continued and prolonged sunshine has given people the confidence to just say, right, let's go for it and let's go and have a break in the UK. And I think the southwest is I think it's one of the most picturesque regions of the UK. There's no doubt about it.
I tell you what, it's brilliant. It sells itself, and this sunshine's going to help you out next year. I'm sure everybody will keep flocking. Well, look, Carolyn, thank you so much for talking to us today. Give our love to everybody down there in Devon. And if you want to have Mary's little strapline, if you want to go to heaven, go to Devon, you're welcome.
Well, tell Mary that I'll put that on the website, visitdevon.com, and we'll say this was as stated by Mary.
Yes, look, Mary in Tarnhill, that is great. Don't put that you'll get gallstones if you go to Cyprus, because I don't know.
If you don't mind, I'll leave that bit off.
Yeah, we'll leave that bit off. Look, Carolyn, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us. How lovely is everybody that works at the seaside? We had that lovely lady from Scunthorpe. Yesterday we spoke to a lovely fella from Skegness. If you want to be nice, go to the seaside. It imbues you. It's the salt water. It's the air. I don't know what it is. It imbues you with gorgeousness. That's what it does. We'll be off to the west tomorrow, but where will it be? Find out on the show later. Now, coming up after the news, from the gorgeousness of Devon and the sunshine, we have to talk about